Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Behind the Mic, powered by REVOLT Podcast Network. I'm your host, Wise Brissette, RPN Community Manager. You all know, podcast enthusiast. Now, we have a little bit of a change from this script that we normally have. So, REVOLT is going through a bit of a change on socials, right? And it's a change as we go to empower more creators. So, our Instagram now is at REVOLT Creator Networks. TikTok at REVOLT Podcast Network, Twitter at REVOLT Podcast. We're going to clean all that up very soon as we transition, but please bear with us. In the meantime, anyway, please subscribe to Behind the Mic wherever you listen to your podcast. I beg you, please, right now. I am actually begging you. Yes, 5-star rating, a little review, appreciate it. Anyway, so on today's episode, I'm joined by an amazing woman, someone I get to work with and have been working with now for, oh my God, almost an entire year on Carefree Black Girl Podcast. She is 1/4 of Carefree Black Girl Podcast. I would like to introduce you all to Hazell Harve.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Wise, for having me today.
Yes, thank you for coming. First and foremost, Hazell. So again, like I said, you are 1/4 of Carefree Black Girl Podcast. You are part of our Charlotte crew. Charlotte, y'all from out from Charlotte, it's an insider joke. But in any event, yes, you are a part of the Carolina crew, as we've been calling it on the podcast. So first and foremost, tell us a little bit about yourself. And yeah, like what brought you to the pod?
Yes, so I'm Hazell. A little bit about myself. I'm really just a fun, chill, pretty, laid back girl. Like, I just sit back, be ready about my business, child. That's all I do. I joined the Carefree Black Girl Podcast. I was introduced by the producer, QUANNA. Yeah, we met, and she let me know, like, okay, like, girl, you T girl, like, you a T girl, like, I could like see you on my platform, like, you should audition or do an interview, and I was like, okay, sure, and I did it. Yeah, everybody was feeling it, and that's how I got there, and it was definitely something new for me to do. Never been into podcasting. I know podcasting has been real trendy lately. But I just never seen myself like, oh yeah, I be on this. I want to be on a mic. I want to be on a mic. No, I didn't see that. So I was like, let me step out my comfort zone. Maybe this is something I like, and I really do enjoy it.
Nice. I did have the opportunity actually to do that interview / audition. I would say in the cast that we were looking for, everyone had their own individual niche that they were bringing to the table. And I felt like, for one, you're Gen Zer, but also, Carefree Black Girl Podcast, and the overall brand itself, how it is about Black women and femmes, and oftentimes people are unfamiliar with like the femme aspect. And if you ever come to any of the cookouts, we'll have like mini balls at the cookouts and stuff like that. And that all ties back into Black women and Carefree Black Girl itself representing trans women and being an ally for trans women. So today, this episode was live on March 31st, which is Trans Day of Visibility. So Hazell, we just wanted to thank you again for coming on the podcast. And can you share a little more about what that means to you?
Trans visibility means to me like just kind of being out and open and being 100% who you authentically are. Growing up is like not easy. A lot of people like to kind of put trans people in a mental illness phrase. And I just think I think it's really all just like a mind thing. I don't think it's an illness. So being trans visible is just about being understand who you are, knowing who you are and who you want to be in life. And that's just what I think it is. It's more than just about, changing your body, changing your clothes, changing how you present yourself every day. It's just about being you.
And so you wrote an article for REVOLT. We're going to dive into that a little later. But for this section, you want to dive into tunes that you're listening to. So we have this new playlist on Spotify called B-Side Track of the Week, where you can find all of our guests' favorite songs anytime. Now, B-Side tracks to me are songs that aren't really that popular, but are just as good or better than A-side songs.
Right.
So, Hazell, what B-side track do you want to share with us today and why?
So, okay, can I get two or just one?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, honestly, y'all, it is kind of popular, but to me, it was always underrated. Like, I think it just started to get the recognition it deserves. But Keep Your Head Up by Chaka. Y'all know, y'all watch the DS Family Reunion. the intro song. When your heart is free, but yeah, it's like that's such a good song. Like I play that every single morning. Like I love this, like motivational music. So I douse to that, baby. Keep your head up. That's a good one. And also on another Tyler Perry movie, Diary of Mad Black Woman. What if God was one of us? Girl, Cheryl ate that up. Cheryl ate that up. That's like I don't really like listen to gospel music, but like, baby, that gets me up all the time. So those two, like Tyler Perry, like he was having some good soundtracks back in the day.
The famous, the billionaire, the innovator, everything. Shout out to Tyler Perry for putting this on, from a creative standpoint for sure. Cool. So again, like I said, y'all, that playlist is exclusive to Spotify. You only find it there. So search B-Sides Track of the Week on Spotify. And again, tap into all of our guests' favorite songs.
Amen.
Now, we have talked a lot about who you are in front of the mic, but let's talk a little bit about who you are behind the mic. So, I mentioned that you are now living in Charlotte. I shouldn't say Charlotte, but Charlotte, Queen City, the 704. You're not living out there, but you are from up north like me. You are from Connecticut. So talk to me about a person, before you moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. Like, talk about the hobbies that you had. Talk about person that made you who you are today.
Right. So Hazell from the A60 was definitely maybe a little girl. Like I was young. Like that was a young time. So before I moved, I was 20. So I was very young and very just kind of like I was very young. I was never a party growing up, but like when I got grown, like I was outside. I was like I like to travel. I just started traveling before I did like my move and stuff. And I was just kind of like real gullible and just kind of like naive to things, just young. Like I really did not learn a lot like about life and adulting until I came down here. But there was really nothing from me much in Connecticut to do. Like it was like a lot of people think Connecticut is like a suburban, like, like, oh, just, one high school, like one elementary school in the suburbs, and you live in a big house and you're surrounded by woods and stuff. No. I was from the city. I'm from the city. So baby, it was the trenches. Like we would it was ghetto. Like baby.
We talking Bridgeport? We talking Hartford?
No,
we talking Bristol?
Hartford, baby.
Okay.
Anybody from Hartford now, baby, it's a whole slogan called Homicide Hartford. So baby, trenches, baby. That's my first time seeing a prostitute. Like, it was crazy. It was a lot going on. It was fighting. It's a small knit community, so drama was very in the circle. My mama knew about everybody in the city, so I was just very young and I just kind of needed something new. I was not experienced with life, and maybe I had to get experience, and I sure did.
Okay, so now you decided, okay, well, you know what? Hartford ain't for you. Time for you to, move to greener pastures. Some fairly popular places like, New York, you skipped, Philly, DC, Richmond, quite a few cities before you got down to Charlotte. So what is it that about Charlotte, about the Queen City that actually said, all right, I want to be here?
Charlotte was not the goal, was not the plan. Charlotte was not the plan. And I thought Charlotte was going to be a mistake, but Charlotte ended up turning into a blessing in disguise. So originally, I was supposed to move to Atlanta with a friend, and we were trying to get a place out there, but for some reason, it was not working. Like, I've heard, so many, crazy excuses, when we were applying to these places. Like, we were legit traveling from Connecticut, Atlanta, back and forth, looking at places, applying, and we weren't getting anything. So my friend's family was moving out here already. So, we had about a week left to move. So we were like, how about we just go to Charlotte? So I had one god sister that I talked to out here, and her family was already moving out here. So we're like, let's go try Charlotte. So we got out here, we saw our place. applied. Because at this point, we just needed a place to stay. And we definitely did not want to stay in Connecticut. That was just like, bitch, I was like, bitch, I'll go to Charlotte before I stay here. Again, put my own place here. Live that. So that's how we got to Charlotte. And that's how we ended up choosing Charlotte. So yeah, I really thought like, eventually, like I didn't think this was gonna be like a forever home for me. Like I thought I would be out by Charlotte like within a year, but ended up really just turned into a blessing in disguise for me to stay here. Like everything kind of aligned for me here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I also considered living in Atlanta too before I moved to Charlotte, but Atlanta is just a really, really, really big city, and Charlotte is a moderate size city with
Right.
a good amount of things that Atlanta also has, while also only being 4 hours away. So, bad choice. Got a bad choice. Okay,
Mhm.
so now you said Charlotte became a blessing. Like, what was the blessing that helped you want to stay in Charlotte or help you find that community out here?
So, like I was saying, like as in like, Connecticut XXL Hazell, she was very young, naive, and just kind of like so, like I said, I was traveling. So my man want to go to Atlanta because my first out of state, like first place I went to out of state was Atlanta. And I love the city life. I love the nightlife, like the community. Like it was more community out there. Like in Connecticut, we didn't have like a bunch of queens and all them running around. It was like a very small commute of us, and
Mm-hmm.
we weren't really out like that. Like we didn't have like places like that. Well, we did, but not like a lot like how Atlanta is. So I was young and naive, and I just thought that life was gonna be for me. I thought I was gonna be this big like content creator and just like I bitch, I just thought I was gonna be the girl. And then baby, God had to like let me know, baby, you got a life. You got a life you gotta live. Like you gotta be
Yeah.
responsible. You gotta be an adult. You gotta like learn those things, baby. You gotta learn those things first. Stop trying to be living the fast life. Ain't live the real life yet. You got
Yeah,
you gotta face those. You gotta face this first.
that's
So
real.
that's what the blessing was for me. Like Charlotte is definitely like, I mean, it's becoming a little bit faster, but right now it's at a good like it has a good pace. You can be fast and then you could be slow. Like it's probably fast on the weekends and then like slow during the week.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked out for me because I realized, that life was not for me. I really had to learn how to be an adult, like get it out the grind, like pay, like So that's what the blessing was for me, and everything also did a lot because I was eventually going to back. Was going to be still playing was moving to Atlanta, but that didn't work out. And I feel like because I had a job opportunity, and I took the job opportunity to do that, and then on top of that, that's when Ballroom came around at the time when I joined Ballroom. Like I wouldn't have probably figured out what Ballroom was if I was stuck in Connecticut. So Ballroom also came back in the picture when I decided to not move to Atlanta. Yeah. So job, like I got a good secure job here. I've learned how to be a responsible adult and take care of myself and my household. And yeah, I found ballroom here. So everything really was solid is a blessing.
Oh, I know from just being around QUANNA that Ballroom really has like two scenes, like Kiki scene or what I would call like JV. Well, nobody don't take offense to that. JV. And then Varsity, which is mainstream, right? Where, I'm talking thousands of dollars go out for not just like the ball itself, but the genre that people are competing at. So aside from, the balls and the glitz and the glamour, like you said, there also is our community in it as well too. And it seems like that community helped ground you in Charlotte as well too. So do you want to talk about like your house and, how that helped?
Right. So I joined the ballroom in 2022. Yes, like I said, Connecticut, well, they said there's a little ballroom scene out there, but I never heard about it. And like I said, I wasn't around gays and trans women to know these things.
Mhm.
So when I got out here, it became more, lively and active. I joined ballroom with the friend that I moved down here. She was getting recruited first. And I went to the ball with her. I went to the ball with her just like to go support and things like that. I didn't know there was a ballroom scene out here either until she was getting recruited. So I went to the ball to go just support her, like, da da da. Like she was just spectating at the time. So we both was just, looking. And it's like, oh, girl, who is you? Like,
Yeah.
what you do? Like, she's cute, but who is she too? Like, girl, y'all both cute. We need both y'all in the house.
Yeah.
So I ended up joining the Xclusive House of Lanvin. I got through it by my father now, Phoenix. He played a big part, like just always kept the communication with me and things like that. And he was just telling me about it because I didn't know nothing about Ballroom. Like I seen the Vogue clips and stuff like that and little aftermath Ballroom throwback memes and stuff, but I didn't know really much about like categories and things like that. So he broke it all down to me and then he asked me what to do and I was like, let's go. As I just ended up joining and bitch, I came in that motherfucker swinging, bitch. They gag when the bitch hit the floor. Like, yeah, like they girls gag when I got on that floor. And since being in the scene, it has helped me a lot with just building community and being around so many different people and just also my leadership skills. Like I've grown so like being like young and not knowing nothing about ballroom and now like I'm the Southeast princess of the house. So it just taught me a lot just to lead well. And honestly, my impact is amazing. Like I will say that I'm always a person where I'm like, I'm never giving myself enough credit, like and things like that. Or I never like take my talents and my skills and use them like because like but people have poured into me so well in this house and it makes me realize my worth and my impact in this house. Like my category junior femme queen realness, like I would say for me it wasn't like a girl in that scene that was like killing it like how it was. Like it wasn't consistent. The girls will walk the realness for like a cute little second and hop back out, probably go Vogue or walk something else. But I was consistent. And that's why let me pull up my shiznai. I am 3-time
Ooh.
Junior Femme Queen of the Year in the
Hold
Carolinas.
up a little higher. Let's see. Hold up a little higher.
Okay. 2023, 2024, and now 2025.
Oh wow.
So when a girl say, who really did that, they think of me. Yeah. So I would say like the journey has been amazing because it really has created the person that I really am today. Like I don't think I would be this girl if I was in that same baby.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Hazell, that is incredible. And again, like I love behind the mic because like I've literally been talking to you for almost an entire year and I didn't know this story. I literally did not know this story. So thank you for putting so much more context behind that, and before we dive into our break, I also want to talk about your article that you wrote for REVOLT that's actually going live again today. If you all are listening on March 31st, it is going out today, like right now. Go on revolt.tv, boom, right there. Revolt.tv. Don't play with not revolt.com, not revolt. Whatever, like the actual linear TV channel and the podcast network that you're a part of. So let's talk about that. Talk about your article that you wrote and your own experience as well, too. Please.
Well, first I want to thank y'all for the opportunity to write the article. I've never been in that position. Like I haven't done that since, baby, I think, what was it called? The capstone project we had to do for our senior year. That was the last time I wrote an essay, baby. So thank you guys for that. It definitely woke something up out of me. And yeah, so it was great to do the article for trans visibility. I think it was important definitely to hear it from someone of experience. So yeah, the article is amazing. It breaks it down for people who are not like, where with the transness and all. And I think it'll also be great for, viewers who are, curious or, confused about, what do you want to do? It's definitely a learning step. So definitely take that. And it also really honors the people that are working so hard. A lot of the trans girls, trans men that are working hard out here in the field, because and these days, child, they trying to erase that. We trying to get that pencil and erase us. Like, baby, we still sticking in. So we still sticking in and doing our ones. So it definitely shouts out the people that are doing well. So yeah, so definitely make sure I go check out that article released today or we watching this later. It's already on there, REVOLT TV.
Right. And we will definitely put the link in the episode description so that you all can just go and just click right down there. All right. So on the other side of this break, we're kicking it into overdrive with our rapid fire game. right after this. I've always wanted to have the opportunity to talk to each of you individually, and guess what? Now I can, thanks to Fanlist. You can now visit fanlist.com/podcast with an S and leave us a voicemail. Share your thoughts, your favorite moments, and even shout out a host that inspires you. Who knows, you might even hear your voice on the podcast. So visit fanlist.com/podcast with an S to get started. I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all. And we're back, y'all. Thanks again for sticking around. So now we are kicking it into overdrive with a special Women's History Month rapid fire roundup. She did that, y'all. Oh, now, Hazell, let me explain this game to you real quick. Super simple. I'm gonna say a phrase like a woman who changed the game, and you just say the first woman that comes to mind. It can be someone from history, a famous person, or someone that you might even know personally.
Gotcha.
And we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Name a woman in your life who made you feel unstoppable.
Oh, unstoppable. I'ma say my mom.
Okay. Name a woman whose courage you admire.
I was T.S. Madison.
Name a woman whose creativity inspires you.
Beyonce.
Okay. And name a woman whose story changed your perspective.
Nicki Minaj.
Okay, and we're done. That was a quick, fast 30 seconds. How you feeling about that?
That was the unstoppable really had me. I'm like, it made me feel unstoppable. Like, bitch, I've been unstoppable. It had me thinking. All them had me thinking, child.
That's cool though. Nah, I think about your episode on Carefree Black Girl. I'm the editor, obviously. So when you were like, big shout out to me, like, that's my favorite part of all the. Because so far, out of all the episodes, that's my favorite part. I'm not gonna lie. But okay, so I guided you on those women. But please, if you have any women that you would like to shout out that just didn't have the opportunity to do so, please, you can do that now.
Just shout out to all of them queens. Shout out to all of them queens. Just out to all the girls. That's our day. So shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for shout out also the pioneers. So from the women back in the 80s, the 70s, the 90s who really started it all. Like, y'all started it all. So like the generation that y'all see now, girls, like, we would not be here without you guys. So I definitely want to shout out to all of them queens.
Okay. I want to take this time also to just highlight something. On an episode of Carefree Black Girl podcast, you highlighted Tabitha Gonzalez, who I was not familiar with at the time. And then fast forward to our winter class, Tabitha joined the podcast network as well too with her podcast, Femme Queen, Crazy Sexy Cool. So I definitely want to attribute that in general to you for putting that in our. So thank you as well.
You're welcome. See?
All right.
This is how we work, guys. See, this is how we work, y'all. Girls take no. Support.
Yes, right. So before we end this episode, what's one thing you want people to know about you that they wouldn't get from listening to Carefree Black Girl podcast?
So something y'all would not know, but my godmother and my older sister were the first two people to call out that I was going to transition before it even happened. So something I would also not know is Hazell is actually my birth name. So a lot of people that transition, they change their name, of course. They consider it their dead name. But I never changed my name. I just changed the spelling on my name. It's spelled differently. But yeah, so when my godmother found out that they were naming me Hazell after my great-grandmother, Hazel, they were like, she was like, at the time I was him. So why would you name him? Why name him after Hazel? Why'd you name? So now when he wants to be a girl or something, because people are confusing him as a girl with the girl name, don't be shocked. My godmother called it first then. Then my sister called it because I was like, my sister and my mom got pregnant at the same time. She's a lot older than me. We're 20 years apart. Okay. So yeah, well, she had my nephew. She had two sons around I was born. So we all around the same age. Like me and my nephew 28 years apart. So we was all getting potty trained together. And I was not, baby, I was a lady. I sit on the toilet, baby. I'm a lady. I sit on the toilet, baby. So she was like, oh, yeah, I think he's going to be gay. He's going to be a girl because he don't want to stand up. And then also, I would not like the boy clothes. Like when I was young, we do photo shoots. Like I didn't like the boy clothes. I like the shirts with the flowers. Like we had Hawaiian shirts and stuff. They was like, oh, yeah, you're so happy to be in that. But when we put you like the boy gear, you were like, mm-mm. It's like the Timberlands, none of, I like all that. I like sandals.
Yeah.
So those were the first 2 people to clock my transition before I even knew what transitioning was.
Shout out to your older sister and your godmother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Hazell, first and foremost, thank you so much again for joining me on the episode of Behind the Mic. Can you let the audience know where they can find you on social media or wherever you like to connect?
Gotcha. I am Hazell Harve on all platforms, HAZELLHARVE. All platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X. So yeah, y'all can go follow me. I'm pushing out content, y'all. So y'all go see the stuff, y'all. Y'all gonna see me every day on the time.
All right. And again, y'all, thank you again for listening to another episode of Behind the Mic, powered by REVOLT Podcast Network. Again, I'm your host, Wise Wizette. You all can find me at The Real Wise, that's WIZE, on Instagram and Twitter, formerly known as X. I'm internationally known on the microphone as Wiz, Wizzy, and Wise, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Behind the Mic, powered by REVOLT Podcast Network, is hosted by me, Wise Grisette. Special thanks to the Indie Creative Network and Storytime Studios for editing and producing this podcast.